All right, a reminder, Sunday Sidelines hosted by Scott Bemis. Coming up just a little bit later, he'll have highlights of the Grizzlies in Oklahoma City and Stephen Vogt's big day against the Yankees. Plus, the voice of the Bulldogs tells you what he's most excited about heading into next year. And Scott profiles Marcos Hernandez, a local boxer with a lot of talent. That and more coming up on Sunday Sidelines in just a little bit.
All right, just getting started here on Sunday Sidelines. Still to come, he's an up-and-coming boxer who fights with his family in mind. Meet Fresno's Marcos Hernandez when Sunday Sidelines returns. Marcos Antonio Hernandez is a tough kid who grew up in a tough part of central Fresno. But with his parents' help, he stayed out of trouble and found a passion for fighting. Now 22, he's showing talent that could make him a star in the ring one day.
Well, it's just the beginning. I got a long road. 5-0, you know, I want to be 25-0 in the next few years.
22-year-old Marcos Antonio Hernandez is hoping to be the next great fighter to come out of the Central Valley.
You can't just win. You got to look good winning. You got to get the opponents out of there fast.
Hernandez is 5-0 as a pro, with the last 2 wins coming by knockouts.
I really believe in my heart he's going to be world champion. There's just not a doubt in my mind.
Marcos' father, Joey, is also his trainer. He's that confident because he sees a difference in his son now, after a good but not great amateur career.
He just has a totally different mindset. He's not a kid no more. He's a man, and he takes his job serious, you know, and that's the biggest difference.
In part because Marcos isn't just fighting for himself, he's fighting for his whole family, including 6-month-old son, Max.
I got to do what I got to do to support who I have to support, and I got to just climb my way to the top. And one day, my son doesn't have to go through what I went through to get to the top.
A journey that began when he was 10 years old at the old Ringside Gym in downtown Fresno. These days, he trains out of the Aleman Gym in central Fresno for about 3 hours a night. But that's just a small part of his day, which includes waking up at 5 a.m. and working as a landscaper 5 days a week.
Coming up in boxing, you don't get a $100 million contract because you got drafted or nothing like that. You have to work your way to the top. You earn it.
His talent has earned the respect of a pretty powerful name in boxing, Al Heyman, whose management team signed him up after they watched Marcos spar with former world champion Robert Guerrero.
When we used to watch fights, me and my son, we used to joke about, I want to thank Al Heyman, because all the fighters, I want to thank Al Heyman. For him to get signed with Al Heyman was like, man, you know, we're like, man, this is incredible.
It's crazy, you know, how things happen, because I couldn't get on shows in my own hometown, and now I'm doing great things.
Up next is his first 6-round fight in Orange County on June 11th. Another opportunity to not only win, but show the world and his hometown he's a fighter we should be keeping an eye on.
Fresno's going to love me when I get to the top. Fresno's going to love me. I already know. Because I ain't no boring fighter. I bring it.
Now, one reason people are really high on Marcos is he's 6 feet 2 inches tall. Very tall for a 154-pound fighter, which gives him a reach edge against most of the fighters he faces. All right, still to come on this edition of Sunday